Recently, I was on the Up is Down podcast. Please check it out. I'll leave a link down below. The host, Dean Reiner, is a fascinating guy, and I had a whole lot of fun. Anyway, during the 2-hour-long conversation, he asked me about the spiritual middle path and if it were possible to walk it. Now, I know some friends and colleagues will disagree with me, but I don't think it's possible to stay on the middle path. I mentioned to Dean that it would be like trying to balance on a razor's edge, and you would most likely fall off and land on the right-hand path. Because, and this may surprise some of you, it is the more powerful of the two paths. Now, I'm willing to bet a few of you just said, "What the fuck, you can't really believe that. Why are you on the left-hand path then?" The reason why I believe this is the right-hand path is the path of the vast majority, the status quo, the village, if you will. It is the path we were all born on, everyone, even the children of practitioners of the left-hand path, even Anton LaVey's kids. But you might be saying, I've always been like this, an individualist, rebellious, anti-authoritarian. But when you were a kid, you weren't doing your own thing because you didn't have personal autonomy as a child. You didn't have personal or self-determination. You were controlled by the dictates of others. You were directly or indirectly controlled by your parents or caregivers. And even when you got a little older and shit didn't seem right, you were going with the flow, weren't you? And this wasn't just in the case of family life or society, but in your spiritual practices. You stayed with it, whatever it was, because one, it was easier to go along to get along, and two, you didn't know there was another path. It takes willpower to take your first step toward true spiritual autonomy. Look at the right-hand path as a flowing river. Most are going with the flow of the river downstream, the river's course dictating where you end up. On the left-hand path, you're paddling upstream. That's because you have a personal destination, a goal. Look around you. The sheep are everywhere. Most people are in lockstep. They blindly believe what their priest, pastor, or favorite pundit tells them. Thinking for yourself is scary because if you fail, you can't blame anyone else. Most people don't want to be responsible for themselves. It's easier to play follow the leader. It's easier to blame others for their failures. It's easier to say they, whoever they are, keeps me down. Scapegoats. And who's the biggest scapegoat? And this is why the right-hand path is the more powerful of the two paths, because it's the easiest path to follow. It's going downstream. But which of the two paths, though, will make you personally more powerful? It's the left-hand path, because resistance builds strength.